Marco Mignosa over the glove of Ben Harebic. The Greyhounds still onto the ice. And this one has to feel good as Barrie players going after Evans right now, and this one has a potential to get ugly.
Yeah, the officials have to get the Colts off the ice in particular as the visiting team. The Hounds are going to celebrate their win as they normally do with the skate around.
This has got the potential to boil over.
Yeah, the coaches have to kind of get things under control as well.
Well, the Greyhound coaching staff has left.
That's right, and that's not a good idea when this type of thing is going on.
And Kyle Barker. The Greyhounds continue to taunt the Colts. This one isn't done quite yet, and this is not a good look for either side. These two teams are not going to face each other again this year. Still drawing at one another. The linesmen and the officials. Now John Dean back on the bench. He's giving it to his players right now. John Dean wants this to end. He does not want any suspensions, as they have a really tough stretch of hockey ahead of them. There we go. Now cooler heads will finally prevail. I don't know if they're cooler heads, but we'll wrap things up.
One more chance. Kent Greer swings it back door. Almost some friendly fire off the skate of James Go. One of the top saves here on the night, Caleb Papineau. They don't get much more athletic than that, as we've got more behind the play between Barabanov and Vaughn. And there is maybe a little bit more. Bronson Ride getting after Barabanov now. Klepov not thrilled with Parker Vaughn. Barabanov and Ride right now in the middle of your screen. They'll pop some lids. And this is what we expected, Walty, maybe a little bit closer to the check. And that extra shot from Vaughn on Nikita Klepov. But Barabanov and Ride, as the tensions rise here, we'll see if we got anything. Yeah, Barabanov does have a couple of things to say, and Ride comes over afterwards. So they try to get their shots in at the end of the period. But how about that save from Caleb Papineau?
Line for Noah Reid, 15 seconds left to go in the game. Robrick stepping in, fires a shot, glove, save, Erlin will hold it.
And again, the extracurricular after the whistle. Julius Saari deeply involved in this, as is Oliver Turner. Officials having to hold on a bear hug to Ritter Coombs. Saari's without a helmet. Noah Erlin is just going to take a drink and skate away towards Otto in the corner.
He just wants the 11 seconds to tick by and celebrate his W. Ben Reisnecker down the tunnel. Ritter Coombs down the tunnel for Erie. There goes the former London Knight Noah Reid.
He gives Games a bump, and that gets the bench up, and that's going to draw a fight here. Dean going to land a couple of rights. It looks like it's Brown for the Spitfires, unloading with the rights.
Well, I didn't see how that one got started, but definitely a spirited bout.
Brownie is pretty excited.
And that'll be a call. Wilson slow to get back up. And Josh Glavin's had about enough. Trying to get something back. Liam Storch is tied up with Wellenreiter right now. And Zach Wilson might be cut on this play, as Procession getting a couple more pops at Josh Glavin as those two go down to the ice. Now, Zach Wilson did not play in North Bay this year. Played last year and actually attended Kitchener Rangers camp as a free agent invite earlier this season. Procession just now being pulled off of Saginaw's Josh Glavin. Wilson a tap on the shin guards for Josh Glavin, saying, hey, thanks for sticking up for me. 2:02 left in the third. There you see the hands up high.
Yeah, stick right to the chin there.
Poke it away. Here's Harvey. He gets bumped hard from behind. Chin goes off the dasher board. Spellacy didn't like that. He'll come in to protect his rookie. Spellacy trying to get the right loose on Von Richter. A whole lot of punches being landed. More of a wrestling match here. And they'll separate. Caden Harvey got roughed up along the wall, and Spellacy came in to have a speaking with Parker.
Trying to play it to the front. Grant was knocked down the ice. That'll be a penalty. And the Otters are going to go back on the PA Lottery power play. And again, some extras after the whistle. These two teams do not like each other. And you're seeing it on full display. For me, an attempt for Niagara to try and get an Otter to take a penalty as well to even it up.
Yeah, Oliver Turner, Luke Plant, Brett Hammond all involved. Julius Sari as well. You know, Trev, it's like they're playing NHL 26, right? They're just smashing either Y or triangle based on whether you're playing Xbox or PlayStation, just trying to break off into the fight, it looks like. Looks like they're going to get Hammond and Frolov here for matching penalties, and of course...
Blocker into the corner by Newlove. And that momentum's all on the team in blue right now. We've got some gloves down, and Walton comes all the way across to lay a beating on someone. That was Patton. And a couple of rights in there. And there might be more coming.
I'm sure we'll be looking at an instigator penalty here. Likely Brampton going back on the power play.
Yeah, Walton came from the other side of the ice. Now Mason Zabeski having a word with him from outside the scorer's table.
Stood him up. Penalty coming up, and Smith went right after Fraser.
Yeah, Fraser lost his stick, just decides to get him in a good old headlock. Nothing stupid now if you're the Otters. You don't want to go too crazy and draw penalties and do anything that's going to cost you in the future here, but...
So Fraser on his way off to a hero's reception.